Good afternoon. I am pleased and honored to be with you this afternoon during this 51st Globalization Lecture Series, spearheaded by the Asian Institute of Management Policy Center. Some people have raised the wonderment why the Chief Justice seems to be everywhere when his job is really to decide controversies. But for a particularly special reason, this is one invitation I could not say no to, in spite of my busy schedule. My wife Lenny's 32-year stint as a faculty member at the AIM exerts such a tectonic influence on me. I'm afraid that this time, but only this time, I have to succumb to influence, lest I risk eternal silence and damnation for my wife. Levity aside, I welcome this opportunity to share my views on the judicial philosophy that I have been espousing even before I assumed office as Chief Justice of the Philippines. In quite a number of fora, as mentioned earlier by the previous speakers, I have talked about my judicial philosophy of safeguarding liberty and nurturing the prosperity of our people. This is the first time, though, that I have been asked to correlate this philosophy with civil society's role in economic development. To make this presentation easier and more systematic, I have decided to divide my discussion into three main topics. One, a brief discussion on liberty and prosperity as a philosophy. Two, the state and role of civil society in this new egalitarian philosophy. And three, specific ways in which civil society can contribute to the promotion of political liberty and the economic prosperity of our people. All this I shall discuss from the perspective of the judiciary. Ladies and gentlemen, upon assuming office as Chief Justice of the Philippines on December 21, 2005, I immediately declared my vow to lead a judiciary characterized by 4 Ins: integrity, independence, industry, and intelligence. One that is morally courageous to stand its ground against the onslaughts of influence, interference, indifference, and insolence. Verily, I envision a judiciary that is impervious to the plague of ships, kinship, relationship, friendship, and fellowship, and one that battles what I call the acid problems of 1, limited access to justice by the poor, 2, corruption, 3, incompetence, and 4, delay in the delivery of quality judgments. In reforming the judiciary, I shall focus on these 4 acid problems that corrode justice in our country. The Supreme Court is mandated to watch over not only the entire judiciary, but also the Philippine bar, the vineyard from which our judges take their root. Accordingly, I look for legal professionals who courageously uphold truth and justice above everything else, above even their own and their clients' interests and causes. The renaissance of the legal profession should see the emergence of competent and ethical lawyers who are willing and able to stand for their convictions against all odds, to carry on in spite of seemingly insurmountable opposition, and to be beacons for the weak, the oppressed, and the marginalized. This vision of a reformed judiciary and a revitalized legal profession is directed towards 2 loftier goals of safeguarding the liberty and nurturing the prosperity of our people, while upholding the rule of law and the independence of the judiciary. My friends, it is easy to see the role of the courts as the great equalizers between the citizens and the government. It has become usual for people to seek refuge in the halls of justice when conflicts arise. This need becomes more urgent when the conflict is between individual freedoms, whether civil, political, or economic, on the one hand, and on the other, the awesome powers of the state and governmental institutions. By civil liberties, I mean in particular the inviolability of our persons and our homes from arbitrary searches and seizures, those guaranteeing the freedom of abode and travel, and the so-called Miranda rights of persons accused of crimes. The battle for civil liberties is in fact a never-ending saga of trials and triumphs for the judiciary and for our people. And so, with such struggles, continue to dot the pages of our nation's history.